Hello and welcome to another Official Watches YouTube video. We will be doing a roundup of new Rolex watches in stock this week. Okay, so first up I have a perfect pair of GMT Master II Pepsis. Now, they're interesting because we have a 16710 and we also have the 126710 BLRO. So this is the new ceramic and this is the original. But if you've been following the channel, you'll know that I have a lovely affinity to this watch because I think it is a really cool piece. If you are looking to sort of build a collection, I think it's wise to have one with 5-digit aluminium inserts because I just think that they're so charming and I think that they're very original to the Rolex heritage. They were given to the Pan-American pilots, probably in the form of a 1675, but the 16710 is the perfect blend, in my opinion, of sort of vintage and modern. So you've got the solid end links on this piece. It's 2007, so it's a Z serial, the last of this kind before they went over, and I just think that it's a brilliant watch. Now discontinued. It has an error on the dial, which is quite unique to this one. So where you see, we'll show you on the camera, the GMT Master II, where the two numerals are, these are actually not finished. They're like a box, and collectors go absolutely wild for that kind of stuff. And so they should, because they're harder and harder to find these days. An interesting thing about this one particularly as well is that it has absolutely no over polishing whatsoever, which is what I would be looking for when purchasing a 5-digit myself. So this one has all of the original chamfers in place around the case there, and it's a really good example. Okay, moving on to the new all dancing, all singing version in form of the 126710 BLRO. This has the new updated movement. It has the ceramic bezel. You also get this Jubilee bracelet. Now, an interesting thing about the Jubilee bracelet is it's not as popular, but I think that most people who don't sort of understand it haven't tried it on, because obviously being very fortunate to get to try lots of these pieces, this is 10 times more comfortable than an oyster bracelet. It really is. You have to try it for yourself to see. But what I mean is that the links are so much smaller that getting a really perfect fit on a Jubilee bracelet is so easy, especially for that kind of like wavy poolside feel where you don't have to have it all tight for a suit like how you might have on an oyster bracelet or something. But I love the Jubilee bracelet, and interestingly, the Jubilee bracelet comes in at a lower price. So you've got 18k on the Jubilee bracelet, and you've got the original at 13k. Okay, so next up in Jardin du Mayfair, we couldn't have done our first Rolex roundup without showing off one of these. It is, of course, the Submariner, and it's the 41mm ceramic. This is, let's face it, most people's first Rolex. Okay, so what's new about the watch? Well, it has a 41mm case. Those of you, again, that watch the videos, thank you so much. You'll know that I prefer the 41mm cases. The 1mm that's added to the case is actually in diameter, kind of like how you measure a TV. So you're not just getting 1mm extra, it's actually 1mm all around. And it just makes the case, in my opinion, and dial much more legible, and I prefer it to the old sort of maxi case style on the 40mm. So I love this watch. I think it's fantastic, and I do think that everyone should have one in their collection. And if they don't want to have the date, then the non-date is absolutely the cleanest of the versions that you can get. However, my favorite would be this, the form of the Starbucks, which is the 126610. This is the successor to the Hulk. I actually prefer, again, I do prefer this. I love the fact that it's in the 41mm case. You do lose the green dial, which I realize is a huge deal. And I'm a big fan of the Hulk anyway, but I love the green. And I think that this is a truly beautiful piece. And again, a really serious contender for someone looking to splash out a bit more on their first piece, and you will be splashing out a bit more. This one coming in at 17,795, and this 2023 126610 LN coming in at a much more budget-friendly £11,500. Next up would be this beautiful Air King. This is the newest model and a lovely way to sort of separate yourself from the Submariner crowd if you're looking for something a little bit different. I personally really love that it's got this green seconds hand, and I love the green text on the dial. This is a clean watch. You don't get the date, but in return you get this beautiful clean dial, and I think it really shows off with the crown guards. That was a huge upgrade from Rolex and a job well done. The new Air King comes in priced at £9,800, and you're getting a lot of watch for the money there. Next up is a very cheeky little number in the form of a newly released Datejust with what they're coining the mint green dial. This is one of the few circumstances where I believe that they have actually named it perfectly well, because it really does remind me of mint green. That is the colour that I see when I look at it, and I think this has brought the Datejust back on the map. Certainly for recent years, because Azuro blue was what everybody was after, but now I think that this green could be the new topper. Jubilee bracelet looking nice and fresh, super comfortable as I mentioned, and I think this is a great piece. This one priced at £10,500. Last but by no means least, I've got a pair of beautiful Daytonas here. The Daytona needs no introduction. It tends to be everybody's kind of grail piece for a Rolex, or certainly what people aspire to. The Rolex I would see all around when I was younger. I would see like dads on holiday, that kind of thing, wearing them, and you think, oh, Daytona, it's such a cool piece. And it's probably the OG of kind of Rolex. When people think about it or they see it, they think about a Daytona. So first up, this is very special. Why? Well, from over there, it probably just looks like a 116520, and that's exactly what it is, in my favourite combination, which is the white dial. Now, if we come a little closer to inspect the piece, we realise that this is a fully stickered APH dial. So what's the APH dial? Much like the error that you saw on the GMT Master earlier, the 16710, this also has an error in the spacing print on the word cosmograph. The APH is actually spaced differently, so it comes out with one space and then APH, hence the very ingenious nickname APH dial. But it's a collector's dream because this even has the barcode sticker on the side, so this is truly one to be bought and held. This one coming in priced at £28,500. Couldn't resist the 116508 Daytona meteorite dial in yellow gold. Please do check out our YouTube video where we go very in depth on these meteorite dial pieces, but I will just say that to the eye, they are out of this world. This one priced at £98,000. The wrist check, guys. This is the Rolex Day-Date in rose gold with the Eisenkiesel dial. Very special dial, and I also have an in-depth YouTube video on that one. We're just showing off now, so go check that one out as well. Hi guys, I want to say a huge thank you for joining us here in Jardin du Mayfair today. I hope you've enjoyed this new style of video. Please do let us know in the comments if there's any of these watches that you'd like to see more in depth, because we really want to get your feedback so we can make more content that you want to see. I'll keep it coming. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.